Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we're going to feature an upgraded version of Championless Undying, aka a deck to die for, starring the Undying, but also featuring Angry Woman, aka Tiana Crown Guard. This is an upgraded version of the deck that I showcased a while back. One of my most popular decks. A lot of you were attracted to the idea of running a deck with no champion, and more so a deck that was built around the Undying, which is a really fun and cool strategy that this deck is definitely an upgrade from the prior version of. I'm going to give a big shout outs to Cactus, who is a player that I took heavy inspiration from when it comes to upgrading this deck, as they placed first. They won the tournament, the Monokuma tournament that I was a part of a few weeks ago. They do one new edition every 2 weeks. It's an amateur community-run tournament around Legends of Runeterra, and the most recent event I did not partake in because I'm waiting for the new expansion to get back into competitive play myself. But Cactus here won the tournament, and one of their 3 decks was a Championless Undying list. And I took a lot of notes from that deck, as there's a lot of things that I like about his particular take on the archetype, and we're going to share some of them here, as this deck is, like I said, clearly an upgrade from the prior version that I showcased in the channel, as we played with this deck a couple of days ago on stream and had an insane win streak. Like, our record was really good, and we faced all sorts of top tier meta decks as well. So it was an absolute, like, it was really fun. Like, I played this deck for like 6 hours nonstop, and it felt like 2 hours, and it also performed really well, which is why I'm very excited to share, because I know a lot of you are really a fan of this sort of strategy, and this is, in my opinion, one of at least the most efficient ways of playing this sort of tactic out. So changes that are pretty relevant. We are running a full set of Ward and Spray. I credit Cactus for this idea. I think this is definitely an upgrade from the Hapless Aristocrat. Ward and Spray as a 1-drop is a card that has been growing on me more and more as time has passed, and ultimately I think it's just much better, much more valuable than the likes of the Hapless Aristocrat. Even though we are sacrificing a little bit of tempo for it, it's still really good against aggressive decks, enabling us to chump block their early 1-drops and 2-drops, and it gives us an extra outlet for the likes of Ravenous Butcher, or even Chronicler of Ruin, or Ancient Crocolith, which we're playing in this deck as well, which is really, really key. We're also running a couple of Lauren Duelists. This is an idea of mine. This card got buffed in the recent patch and actually works really well in this deck. The 4 attack goes a long way, both offensively and defensively. Offensively, it threatens quite a bit of damage to the opposing Nexus, as we are threatening to connect with him directly, as giving Challenger to one of our other units takes away their blockers and allows us to threaten their health total with this. Against more aggressive decks, he trades favorably into the likes of the Boom Crew Rookie, and he trades into all sorts of different things with that 4 attack, which I like a lot about him, as well as defense can be one of the biggest, Jesus, my pronunciation today. Defense can be one of the biggest weaknesses this deck can potentially have, which is why we're also running a couple of Radiant Guardians to back up Ethereal Remitter as our 5-mana follower lineup right here. Radiant Guardian enables us to come back against more aggressive decks, as they can for sure apply a lot of pressure against us early on, as the likes of Curse Keeper and the Undying cannot block, and therefore we have a bit of an open door problem against our opponent, and we're taking a shitload of damage. So we're able to play Radiant Guardian on turn 5, and with a full set of single combat, we can get our health back and come back into the game itself. On top of that, as you guys can see, we are playing a one-off of Ancient Crocolith. This is, Radiant Guardian is always this is my idea for any sort of Shadow Owls Demacia deck. I'm always incorporating this card because most of the decks that I build around this region combination are a bit weak to early aggression, so Radiant Guardian does patch up that really nicely. But Ancient Crocolith is another card that I have to give a shout out to Cactus for. They ran 2 copies of it in their deck. I think 1 is enough. It serves in a way as a 4th Chronicler of Ruin, and it does really well in this deck, as in certain scenarios we can sacrifice the Curse Keeper and the Undying on curve, and by turn 4 have a 7/7 on the board, which is pretty fucking nice. On top of that, Chronicler of Ruin, I mean, what's there to say about this card? One of my favorite followers in the game. I love building all sorts of different decks around this, and while there are some very obvious synergies here with the Undying and the Curse Keeper, we can also utilize her with a Radiant Guardian that we were forced to play empty like as a 5-mana 5/5, we can sack her and bring her back, and then she'll get the lifesteal and tough. We can also use her with the likes of Vanguard Redeemer to draw a card, and one of my favorite combos is with Tiana Crown Guard, sacrificing her, resurrecting her, and then rallying. So we have a 4-mana 3/3, so in that case, Chronicler of Ruin becomes a bit of a Katarina in a way, which is really, really neat. So I just think this is the most important card in the deck, ultimately, even more so than the Undying, and it's really what makes this deck shine, and many Shadow Owls, you know, aristocrat-based decks in general. Ethereal Remitter, an absolute blast to play. One of the reasons why we were playing this deck to begin with. We have Withering Wail for the aggressive matchups, but also as a tool for us to fight back against Karina control in their early game when they're playing Brood Awakening alongside Elise. We're able to counter Brood Awakening with this card right here and gain health in the process. And while it can be pretty useless in other matchups, it's not entirely useless. There's always some sort of utility we can get out of it, which makes or warrants it running as a 2-of. And then Atrocity is also a card that I should have been running as a 2-of in this deck to begin with. I only ran it as a 1-off initially, and then I took it out for a while as well, and that was a big mistake. This card is absolutely outstanding in this deck, not only because of the Undying, but also cards like Ancient Crocolith and Tiana have really high attack stats, which can allow us to deal 1/3 of their total health damage with 6 mana right here at fast speed. And having 2 copies of it can actually be really relevant, especially if we're facing an Ionia-based matchup to navigate around potential disruption in the forms of Will of Ionia or Deny. We're able to use this back-to-back to get that last bit of damage to close out the game. And that is the deck list right there. Definitely an upgrade from before. This deck is significantly better than the prior version, and I'm very excited to share with you guys. I got some really sick gameplay. Today's video is actually pretty long, but still under 1 hour, and it's got some good games, man. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I know a lot of you are fans of this deck, and hopefully you have some fun playing with this, because it did great for me the other day. I was super happy with it, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So that's all I got to say. Have a soul day. Leave a like for daily Runeterra content, and I will stop rambling. Have a good one. I'll see you around. Well, again, relatively aggressively there. I want to keep the Undying because I can really go off with it. Alright, so we definitely can expect the 3-drop into standalone here. So maybe keeping the Undying is a mistake.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Just leave me alone! Strange.
So Purify doesn't really do much here, unfortunately.
There is hope. Hang on, Fuzzball.
Hey! She's gonna be so happy. They won't suffer long. One life in exchange for another.
Always 2 steps ahead.
Fierce and fashionable, no?
Yeah, whatever. The mist will have you.
Precision and grace. Your move.
I know I could use Atrocity, but I
Remember the fallen.
Ugh. I gotta make sure that I'm...
Only the worthy survive.
You would test my steel? No! I fight for the fallen! Our ancestors are watching.
Been a long path to get. Full speed ahead.
Cut deep and weapon.
Injustice!
Could be
Meh.
not disappoint me.
Hold up.
I am a true master.
There we go. And we had a lot of backup. We had a lot of backup for that. With double single combat and atrocity, we could navigate around all sorts of shit. It's tough to justify, you know? I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna keep double glimpse beyond. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have just kept one. I'm facing a control deck though, but it's important to note this is a control deck, but it's also a spider deck.
What does he want from me?
Friendship?
Gotta get out of here.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
We weren't expecting callers.
We could use a bite.
I want to go home.
So young.
I'll take it.
Nest, hatch, feed.
Right out.
Let me change into something more comfortable.
We're in trouble. Man, I keep getting blown out by these spider decks. I think we have to go back to double Withering Whale. Because we haven't lost against the standalone deck, but we keep losing to these spider decks. Well, it's not the greatest. It sucks that I can't, because at least is the one that does this. I mean, it's hard to believe you don't have any sort of direct damage.
For the fallen! You will be scoured from this land! Please, I have connection!
Arigatou gozaimasu!
You beautiful SOB. I started with Legends of Runeterra just to be able to watch you stream again.
Arigatou gozaimasu!
Our ancestors are watching.
Karina could happen here. What if Karina happens? What do we do then? Let's go for it. Because he still has to roll 4 with Karina. What about Runation? No. fine.
Remember the fallen.
That one damage can go a long way here. But this atrocity can save me.
You should have left well enough alone. Kings and vagrants alike will fall.
How did I win that game? How did I win that game? Are you a native English speaker? I am not. I am Spanish. And English is my second language. Hello. Arigato gozaimasu. I don't think I need the single combat early on. I'm gonna keep these two though. I really do. Yeah, that's good. Kryzan, thank you for the prime, buddy. Do you play meta decks or only your decks? I tend to only play my decks. Like 90% of the time I'm playing my deck. Cause I like deck building. That's how I enjoy playing card games, right? Like I like theory crafting and I like just making my own shit. I also don't like playing meta decks because I find them boring.
Nothing escapes my watch.
So I think I wanna.
Navarosa's name.
I'm not in a rush to play this butcher, just because it trades into that. So we're gonna play you. We don't mind if he trades into the Curse Keeper with this, because we get this pesky blocker out of the board, and that's worth it. Do you think Karma Heimer is better than Solo Heimer? Heimer? With Ionia, you mean? Yes. Yes, I do. Freljord, Shadow Owls has no real way of dealing with the Undying, so we're gonna focus a lot on that. We're gonna end up going for the Chronicler of
Guard
Ruin.
our homes.
I'm gonna trade into this, because this thing is annoying. Because he's definitely not gonna use it as a... Is he just gonna glimpse beyond this? What is he doing?
Light the signal fires.
I want to invest in these Undyings. I could play this, but my opponent could have an Avalanche, so I'm gonna wait. We're threatening a lot of damage here. Like, when he gave me that pass, I'm like, okay, buddy. Burn all that mana for me, and deal with this 10 damage open attack. Good luck, have fun. I love this strategy against control. That's fine.
Today we turn the tide of war.
Can we get some F's in the chat for Vanguard Redeemer? She did not redeem. I repeat, she did not redeem.
There's nowhere to hide.
I think this warrants a vengeance. I should have waited for him to. He could have a missed call here. I'm going for damage now. I love these atrocities. All right. There we go. Semilio. Easy would be the best? I mean, probably, yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna play a game. It's called, have this guy not snipe us and kill our Curse Keeper. How does that sound?
What you looking for?
For fuck's sake, okay. Just purify this fucker.
What do we have here?
Nothing. Get the fuck out of here.
The dark beckons.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Don't be calling no enforcers. Save me, loot. My friend and I are soul collectors.
No place for the they cannot hide.
Times are tough. You name it.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Virtue guides me.
Oh, you're in for it.
Stay back.
I like that combo a lot. It is. I'm gonna open attack because this is the turn in which Yone can happen. Refinery. A little bit later. Ooh! Ooh!
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
Take a look at this.
Get at the cage. We're attacking with this first because he's close to full health, so if he does want to gain some health with a Spirit's Refuge, then we deny 1 health gained.
By force of will.
Okay.
I fight for the fallen.
Peace begins within.
Arigato gozaimasu!
Love ya, bud.
Oh, thank you, man. We have double Withering Whale to heal up a little bit. But Karma can always be absolutely
Only
insane.
I can quell the wind.
We must make our own path.
Let us settle this with grace and civility. You're slouching.
Banish the unworthy.
How come you have so little accent? In my English, you mean? That's because I lived 4 years in the United States. I'm gonna keep this Withering Whale actually. The Ethel Remitter is also pretty sexy. I'm gonna keep this entire hand. He's an ascended being, chat. Exactly. Finally, somebody gets it.
What's that noise? What does he want from me? No, 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 no! Just leave me alone!
Ooh, I always like it when I get this one. I like the Conservator a lot.
We weren't expecting callers.
Sure. Thank you.
I pull the strings.
Take a look at this.
my notice.
What's your hurry? You dare!
Contain magic.
Probably was one of the worst cards, but I'll take it. I don't know if I should attack with them, but I did want to enable this.
Today we turn the tide of war.
Should I do this? Try to draw. Made some card draw.
Justice!
Lady Elise, where are you?
Remember the fallen.
We're kind of drawing a lot of nonsense here. So let's draw some more nonsense. My God. Where are my Undyings, my Curse Keepers?
Please, I have connections!
I fight for the fallen!
I can't play this because I already have too many cards in hand. Okay, now I can. Holy crap, dude. Wow. We're in trouble.
Let us settle this with grace and civility.
Come closer. I don't bite.
One life in exchange for
You small or me big?
Ego face.
Just gonna lose to this shit, dude.
I shall lead the way.
They brave or stupid. My life is lost, but not my purpose.
I need to keep this as an answer.
No more stairs.
I attack with these two, you can play that, and then we... Next turn, 10 mana, 10, 11.
No place for the kind anymore.
The mist will have you. Find them, catch them. Fuse his legs. Get in the cage. Who disturbs me? Kings and pagans alike will fall. Noxus lives on.
The chains, they never stop.
What 6 drops could I get? I can't really recall. What about 3 drops?
Could be so much.
It's pretty neat. I can't play into like a mystic shot killing me here.
Did you watch some LOL cinematics after you have seen the Runeterra ones?
Cut him down! My life is lost, but not my purpose. I must end this madness before I lose myself.
At this point, this reckoning doesn't do too much, right?
Our ancestors are watching.
You weren't always this way.
Oh! Yes! That's how you do it. There we go.
Superior tactics, iron will.
Exactly. God, I love you, angry woman. Hey, MegaMogwai, felicidades por el Beta Legends. Gracias, tío. Gracias, Steven. Alright, aggro. Aggro, aggro, aggro. Let's keep the Withering Whale. Let's drop you, and let's keep you with the hopes of drawing into like an Undying or something. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Come on, Curse Keeper, Undying. We're bound to draw one of them. It's fine. Yikes. I need a Curse Keeper. I need a Curse Keeper so bad.
Reporting in?
Oh no. This douchebag's here. Fuck.
Of course I'm ready. Okay,
Back!
ready. Time to go.
Now? Seriously.
The chains,
Arigato
they
gozaimasu.
never stop.
I have the best job.
Okay, we got a good one.
I'll do better this time.
Try me.
They surpassed me.
Today we turn the tide of war.
You depress me.
So many, so much misery.
Rules are made to be broken. Like buildings or people.
You should try blinking sometime.
Just gonna put this here.
You'll be forgotten.
Fired.
Everyone goes boom!
I cry every time. Why is Yasuo not a tier 1 deck? Okay, this is gonna come off like very edgy, alright? But I firmly believe what I'm about to say. I'm gonna start responding to your question by saying that tier lists are garbage. Like, they are not objective, they are completely subjective, they change all the time, and you should not be discouraged from playing a deck because it's not tier 1. Having that said, the reason why Yasuo is not very popular and why he's not considered to be one of the top, you know, competitive decks. Give me a second. I need to figure this out. I think I have to mulligan. I'm gonna do a full mulligan. So, okay, that's better. The reason why Yasuo is not as popular is because he has been very dependent on his stun cards, and also a lot of people don't really build Yasuo properly. The thing about Yasuo is he's not a control champion like some people will make you believe. He requires a little bit more, like he needs more cards like Intimidating Roar and Minotaur Reckoner to work. I'm not gonna attack because I don't want to give him the trade. I don't want to play the Undying because I could encourage him to flood the board even more. Like I could have like baited him there. We definitely need these. Yeah, we're gonna go with this.
So many years, so much misery.
We're gonna develop a bit of a board state because we can threaten our opponent with an attack if he doesn't develop anything this turn. If he drops an Ash, we're going to.
A true Freljordian will.
That's fine. Now we're attacking with the Curse Keeper. Now we don't mind if it dies, and we're fine with another. This Ruination is nice to have, but right now I am winning in regards to board presence. So I think Ethereal Remitter is gonna most of the time be my play here. If my opponent develops an Ash, I will have to follow that up with a Remitter. I may target the Curse Keeper. Things get a little bit weird. Like if all of a sudden my opponent generates a lot of pressure here, we have to watch out for Katarina as well. Katarina is one of the reasons why I will not play No, I can't. No, yeah, because Katarina's a nice one. Yeah. Actually, Katarina is a reasoning to not play the Ether Remitter.
All the world on one
There's the
arrow.
Ashe. I have to develop you.
Return.
Now we have more than enough blockers, which requires my opponent to have another Frostbite to defend Ashe, which will discourage him from attacking. That's very, very nice. And we're going in. We're not even thinking about trades or anything. We're just slapping all of these units. And he will have some Frostbites. But he will not... it's impossible for him to trade favorably into this entire board.
Stay back.
We gotta get rid of some of these pesky chump blockers. I would block Shiraza if I were you.
My life forever.
There you go, buddy. That Shiraza was pretty neat there. Goes down to 7. That's dangerous for him. This is what I'm talking about, Ruination. People who say, Miguel, you should run 2 Ruinations. I could go for an Atrocity, but this is my finisher. I want to use this as my finisher. Now I have ways to rebuild this board anyways. So we're gonna do this. We actually don't mind this. Believe it or not, we don't mind this. I like that double Atrocity. We could play the Radiant Guardian, but we're gonna drop you.
Today we turn the tide of war.
Oh my god, just stop talking. Just stop talking, please. Just don't, just, no. Just no.
The chains, they never stop.
Alright, so now he's a 7 mana. We're not gonna rush these Atrocities because we're facing a deck with Frostbites, and that's the premier counter to Atrocity.
Who gets tossed?
I wish I had a better target to Atrocity here. I'm still vulnerable to Brittle Steel. So I think I'm gonna go for you. Okay. We can actually purify in response as well.
Punch it! Ha-ha!
Avarosans, stand together.
Give you muscles!
I am not afraid. That light. Injustice.
I would not want to be you.
Frostbite. I want to use Purify offensively. Oh. I was expecting that.
These old eyes still see far and clear.
Ancient things trapped in the ice.
Only the finest serve. Remember the fallen.
Justice will be served.
Got him. That reckoning was pretty deep though. That reckoning was really strong.